this is. Have fun. Surprise.
Video this. Adam.
Hey y'all.
Video. Adam, we're gonna Facebook the shit out of this.
All efforts for your attention. I'm sorry that I couldn't have been here the whole time, but I have a trip planned. In fact, we played this morning a little early because the hurricane didn't know it was going to hit Philadelphia. I think it's tomorrow. But anyway, we were trying to get everybody out of there, and so we played early, way to get home early. And I'm thankful to have this time with you. I wish I could have been with you this week because I see so many of my AOE friends here. I would have given anything if they could give me a chance to have a couple of long-term sessions with you. Although I might have run off half of you. But I'm so proud of your company. You know, I get emotional. You know, Shitty Group almost, destroyed, AOEs, and we had so many of my teammates that just spread out all over the world, literally, and in so many different ways that started their own thing, like Dick and Sydney, and have just impacted the world. I mean, I'm just so proud to tell you dozens of stories that just warm my heart so. I'm just so proud of being part of, AOEs and sharing that life, with so many of you, and then seeing so many of you go pick up a lot of the principles that we, established together and went out and built something, where you've touched the lives of thousands and thousands and thousands of people. And I spent a lot of time with Sydney and Dick, over the years, talking about their company and the things that you believe in. And, the principle, your all efforts that you see here, I know you've had a chance probably to meet some of the people here, but we built this whole all efforts concept on pushing up people, making people feel special, looking for the good things in every person, and rather than most business people are taught, to look for people's weaknesses, and so you don't have to promote them, and you don't have to increase their compensation and all that kind of stuff. And the same principles that we built AOE is the goodness, doing what's right for the consumer, praising people, pushing them up, challenging people, rewarding people, giving people unlimited opportunities to always do more, to always make more, to always make it, to build it bigger. Those kind of things don't exist in American business, generally. And that's what makes Capital Choice so wonderful. From day one, Sydney and Dick, we're committed to doing what's right, for the consumer, to put the consumer first. That's the thing that, Dick, I don't know how long you want me to speak. You started eating, you're not, you just go. Y'all keep eating, and y'all keep serving. Y'all keep serving, But anyway, Angie, you tell me when. There's so much I'd love to share with you, but I think back to my life, and all I wanted to be was a football coach. My only hero in life was my coach, Coach Taylor. And Danny Murray, was the same way. Probably 95% of the original 85 people in the company were former coaches. And I never planned to leave coaching. And then at a family reunion, my talented cousin told me about the concept of IPM, Invest the Difference. And Angela and I just had a family friend, a very close just the mortgage on their house. And they were used to living, you know, a very interesting life, you know. And all of a sudden now, we spent tons of time with her, and she's trying to rearrange her whole life because they were not sold the right kind of insurance. And she's going to have to downsize. She's going to have to cut back her way of life, the way of life they enjoyed together for, I think, 30-something years. Probably 90%. She's going to get a much smaller house, probably a condominium, you know, and all, many of the things that they enjoyed together that he would have wished that she could do, you know, if something happened to him, which it did. That's gone now. It's gone. And you know what Capital Choice is doing? It's mind-boggling. I mean, it's mind-boggling the opportunity that you have to really build financial independence for your family. Well, anyway, back at that family reunion, my cousin showed me the concept of buy term invest the difference. And I never had anything in my life hit me like that. I mean, it just hit me it just changed my whole life instantly. I thought back about my mother, and my daddy sold a few small cash value policies. And my mother, like most mothers in the 50s, worked in the home, and she didn't have an education, and I still had 200 brothers at home. And she was forced to do some things that it really made me angry. I don't mean just a little bit angry. It really made me angry to think about how my mama could have had it, you know, a little bit easier, a little bit better, had she had somebody like Capital Choice come in my mom and dad's home and show them what you're showing people today. And as I began to study and talk to people, almost everybody that I talked to had cash value life insurance, you know, or not enough life insurance, and the wrong kind of investment programs, or no savings programs. And I was able to, you know, start part-time, and I fiddled around selling a couple things. I don't know if this is, maybe I'm going too far. I mean, I'll stay here tonight, you know, someone can get the pictures, you know, as long as you want to stay, you know, but this thing changed my life. And I know everybody in this room, this Capital Choice has changed your life. It's a big damn deal. It's not, it really is. And most people don't understand it. You know, I've always said that at AOE, at Capital Choice, we really don't sell insurance and investments. People really gauge us wrong, you know. We sell hope. And then when you get somebody like Art Williams and Dick Kennard and Dan Murray, hope, somebody wants to be somebody and you give them hope, man, you got a tiger by the tail. I just did a meeting, and I gave you, I think, the whatever you call it, the site, you know, and I still don't have a cell phone, I don't have a computer, you know, I still don't know none of that crap. You know, in retirement, you know, I think about when I was in business, I didn't have time to do a whole lot of thinking. We were just running from one crisis to another. I don't remember one day in my 20-year career that it didn't seem like we were on the verge of being put out of business and had some kind of major war going on, you know. And but I've been thinking the last few years, I always thought that the thing that really made A.O. Williams successful was we were born at the right place at the right time with the right concept. You know, 90% of all life insurance sold is cash value life insurance. And we were able to go in and give people 8 to 10 times more value for the same money, or give them the same value and cut their costs, you know, 70–80%, and just save them literally hundreds and tens of thousands of dollars. And I really lived for a long time thinking that was the key to A.O. Williams' success. And I really believe today that, you know, I come up with all these stupid sayings, you know, and my latest stupid saying was that it's not what we did, it's who we were. It was the key. And I really believe that by turn and invest the difference war that A.O. Williams was started, we were able to go out and talk to people like you and like me that never would have sold life insurance, never would have, come live on it, give up our guaranteed salaries, and come live on commissions and sell. I mean, all that stuff is nauseating to me. That's scary to me. Even today, I can't go up and feel comfortable talking to a stranger to ask to let them come see them and set up an appointment. I mean, I don't like to be, people, if somebody calls my house, I got all these things on my telephone where you're not supposed to be able to call my house and solicit, but somehow these assholes do it. I mean, if I was sitting there watching something on TV, if I'm sitting there watching, if I'm sitting there watching something on TV and then I get up and go answer the telephone, I got to because it might be one of my grandbabies, right? And then somebody's trying to solicit money. I mean, I don't even listen to the conversation. I'm not even polite. I don't cuss them or anything like that, but I just hang up the telephone. And to think that I would leave coaching where people sort of respect coaches where they did, Danny, when you and I were coaching back then. I think they still do today. I talked about in this tape I just did that, I believe everybody needs heroes. Everybody needs somebody in their life that really looks at them and talks to them and treats them like they're special. Because most people out there get put down and abused. And I had a hero in my life. It was Coach Taylor. And I think it'd be interesting for me to visit with all of you and find out who your hero was. But it had to be somebody. It might be getting seated right now, But you need to be a hero to somebody. You need, in building your business, you need to be a real hero to somebody. And I think it starts with your belief system. I mean, I believe in my term invested effort so hard, it was scary. It was scary. And because of that, I was able to go in and get Danny Murray, who was a coach. He loved coaching. He loved kids. That was all he was going to do with his life. And yet I was able to electrify his butt. I was able to challenge him and say, Danny, I don't know if we're good enough. I don't know if we're tough enough. We're probably not. But I'm willing to go out there and lay it on the line, and I'd love for you to join me. And I'd love to go out there and look those assholes at Prudential in the eye and ask me if we could just chill. I mean, chill. Just check it. It's almost hard to believe that you could start with a little peanut. It's hard, but that happens. It's happening at Capital Choice right now.
Yes, it is.
I mean,
Yes, it is.
This Capital Choice thing started. I remember when Sidney and Dick, were coming up with this idea. I was sitting down with them. I was talking to them, and they began to believe that they could build this thing and spread this thing out all over the country, and maybe eventually, hopefully, y'all got dreams to take this thing all over the world, And but I really believe that there's no question that us being able in the early days of AOE to go in a home and almost everybody had trash pay life insurance and to look at their program and be able to save them, tons of money or give them a lot more for the same money. There's no question that was a tremendous advantage. You got tremendous advantages today. I mean, the debt is the big, people are in worse financial shape today than they were in 1967 when I went into business. Y'all got more financial opportunity to help families than we had back then. There's no question that's part of it. Saving people money, giving them more value and all that kind of stuff. But the thing that made Ada Williams great, and the thing that makes Capital Choice special today, is the kind of people you are. It's because of the crusade. It's because of the goodness. It's because of your commitment to go into a home and really not sell a product just for commissions like most people do out there, but to go in a home really with the intention, the attitude of improving their life. Really not just a little bit, but I mean changing their life. And then when these people are working for some other group out there, that's treating them like crap, limiting their opportunity, and then for you to have a chance to join Capital Choice and be in business for yourself, truly be in business for yourself, with no limits placed on you. I mean, that's what I wanted. That's what Danny Murray wanted. I didn't know if I was good enough. I really doubted whether I was good enough or not. I went to bed tons of time thinking that AOE was out of business, that I wasn't capable of running some big company and doing some of the things that I was privileged to do. Nobody knows that until you have that chance. Every single one of you ought to leave Highlands, North Carolina, and you ought to be 10 times more committed to get 10 times bigger. I mean, it is ridiculous how little you're thinking right now. It's just ridiculous. With your product, there's not a company in America that's got the products you got. There's no product. If you were a consumer like you do, and you ought to feel guilty sitting home on your butt, not being more motivated to go recruit more people and go help more families, save more, like my friend in Birmingham. It's a shame. I mean, I feel guilty a little bit, although I talked to him over and over again. I thought he had term insurance. His wife asked me one night, staying in our house here, she said, Art, she said, how much could he have had if he had had term? I mean, she's having to change her whole life, sell her house, downsize dramatically. She's scared to death she's going to outlive her money, you know. And I told her, I said, Carolyn, let's don't go there. I mean, I couldn't tell her that he could have had 20 times more insurance, that she could have kept that house, that she could have continued to live the lifestyle, and actually leave her kids money, you know, that would help them if he had had the right kind of insurance, you know. The opportunity you've got is incredible. It's mind-boggling. And I think you all have, I know what we had, Dick, in the early days. We want to save the world. Can you imagine this little group of people? It thought, we used to sit and talk just like this. You know, one day we're going to kick Prudential's butt. Now that is so stupid when you, and that's the reason I said, it's not what we did, it's who we were. We recruited a bunch of folks like Dick Kennard and Sidney and Danny Murray. And there was just, we wanted to be somebody so bad, it was unbelievable, and we wanted to make a difference in the world. And that was ridiculous when I look back, you know, I wrote the Coach book. And I was so frustrated with that because I was not capable of saying in a book how it was. You had to live it to understand how it was, how much we loved it, how hard we fought. The things we did were just mind-boggling. The risk we took, just like Capital Choice today. It's ridiculous. But people that are attracted to Capital Choice today, they want to be somebody with a passion that's indescribable. You can't verbalize it to an average person out there that has all these ceilings placed on their head by their companies right now. They don't know what it's like to have an unlimited dream, to have an unlimited opportunity. They don't know what that's like, to have somebody that's in there fighting with them, that believes in them, that's encouraging them, that's patting them on the back, that's taking them to places like this and giving them recognition and all that kind of, they don't know what that's like. They lived all their life being put down a little bit. Being like I grew up I was always an average student. Everybody always looked at me like, hey, you know, I could not have gone to Vanderbilt like my daddy, or Duke, or Harvard, or Yale, or someplace like that. And I always, in the back of my mind, doubted if I was good enough to really compete with somebody like Harvard and Yale. But as I got more successful and more committed, I felt sorry for somebody that went to Harvard. And I Ain't nobody willing to get out there and slop it up and do the things I'm willing to do to win. Ain't nobody willing. I just erected. That's why we wore their ass out. We attracted a different kind of person. We were so committed, so determined to do something incredible. We wanted to change the world. We wanted to become financially independent. And again, you look back at a football coach from Cairo, Georgia, that was making $10,000 a year. We didn't have a pot to pee in. My second car was an all-state shooter. And you give Art Williams a chance to make $100,000 a year, or $200,000 a year, or $500,000 a year, $700,000 a year, $1 million a year, $5 million a year, and then go off of that same opportunity to other people. You've got to be kidding me. I feel like with that idea I could go out and get folks like Danny and Dick, and we could go together and change the world. I didn't think I was smart enough. I didn't think I was pretty enough. I didn't think I was educated enough. I didn't know any business stuff, but I knew what people like me were looking for. They were looking for hope. They were looking for somebody that believed in them. And you give me a product like you got, and you give me a cause like you got, and you turn me loose on the world. That's the toughest people I know. I mean, and I don't want you clapping at this, okay? But there's some AOU's people here. Yes. You ain't met many people in your life like me. Man, if you want to go to war, you'd love to have me in that far over side.
Oh, yeah.
Because I will flat it after your ass. You know that? I mean, I've got a belief system in me that's unbelievable. I'll fight you all day, all night, all the next day. Right?
Right.
That's the way Deacon City are.
Yeah.
They had a belief system. 99.9% of all businesses, they could give a crap about the consumer out there. Really. I mean, they talk it and they advertise and all that kind of crap. But all they're interested in, honestly, at the end of the day, is profits and stock price. That's it. I never looked at the stock price. No, that's not true. I looked at it. I was excited about it for me and my teammates, But that was never, and when we got on the New York Stock Exchange, you know how they ring the bell, all that kind of crap? I didn't even go up there. I could have been a celebrity. I mean, I grew up in that. AOS became successful enough that if I wanted to be, I could have hobnobbed around with all the famous people and did all that kind of crap, I don't want to do that. I want to be with my buddies like you. I wanted you to have the same opportunity I had. I want you to go out there and change your life. And I want you to go out there and offer this opportunity to somebody else. And to me, one of the things that I really would love to see Capital Church do, and I talked to Dick and Sidney about this, is I really wish y'all would get in a better building than you, I know y'all are doing great in sales, and I applaud you for that, and that's wonderful. I know a lot of your incomes are mind-boggling, and I'm surprised that I can't stand it, But I wish you could really give a little bit more building mentality in Catholic Church, where you really become. Can you imagine when I go over there sometimes, and Angela, when she hears me talk like this, she gets me wrong, she says, "Oh, I can't believe some of the things you say." You come across as so arrogant and bragging and all that kind of crap, Well, I don't know if I do or not, but I don't give a damn, When you were part of something like I was part of, and you did something like we did as a team, I really don't care what you think about me. I know what my buddies think about me, I know what we thought about each other. I know how much we love each other, care about each other, hurt with each other, suffer with each other. I know that, And I really don't care about having any more friends. Really, I got so many friends around. If I went to any city in the United States right now, one of my grandbabies went to any city in the United States right now, I could call somebody if they had a problem, and they'd go help them. You know what I mean to somebody? See, I don't want a bunch of people that hang on me because I've had a chance to make some money or whatever, you know? I mean, I don't like those kind of people that tie to you for the wrong kind of reasons, you know? I like people like you at Capital Shores that have a belief system, you know? And you like Art Williams, and you like Dick Kennard and Sidney Kennard because they got a belief system. They got something they believe in, and if you don't like it, you can kiss my ass. That's the kind of person I am. It wasn't what we did. I thought for years it was my turn to invest the difference. I thought we had a uniqueness. I thought we caught those jokers. You know what I mean? and we didn't let them go. Right? And I thought that was the key that made AOE successful. And I found out it wasn't. The key that made AOE successful is the things that's making Capital Shores successful. It's who we were. Art Williams, we didn't invent term insurance at AOE. Y'all didn't invent term insurance at Capital Shores. We didn't invent part-timers. You know, it wasn't what we did. That was part of it. The reason Capital Shores is so successful right now is because you're selling what's right for the consumer. Most people are just screwing the consumer. That's part of it. But that ain't all. The thing that made Capital Shores successful is the same thing that made us successful. Is because of what we did, because of our belief system, the depth of our belief system. We attracted people like you and me. Now you think everybody's like me and you. They ain't. Amen. There are very few people you'll meet in your life that believe in something like you and me. I believe in something so bad it's unbelievable. I want to make it so bad I hurt inside. I want to be somebody so bad I hurt inside. And you know what? Most people out there that don't have an opportunity to get real hope. We sold hope. You sell hope at Captain Shores for the consumer, for the people you recruit. Now most people that don't have hope, and that's most people out there, you get a meeting like this and you talk like this, they think I'm a crazy person. They think I'm a mad person. But the right kind of person hangs on that. I've had people, Danny, ask me, I can't tell you the times they've asked me, why did somebody like Bill Arenda pick up his family? The Insurance Commission of the state of Georgia, the first 3 months we were in business in A.O. Williams, he calls me down to his office and looks me across the table and says, Archer, look, I'm going to win you a lot of business for stealing all these cash I have. He subpoenaed 85 people. Everybody, Anne-Marie, all 85 of us got a subpoena to go down to the Capitol in the courtroom. They stopped it before we all got down there. Can you imagine that? Can you imagine that? In Bill Arenda, when it looks like we were just going, I got a call. I don't know, Dick, I might be burning this whole thing.
Do it.
But if I am, y'all ain't worth a damn. But here, the first 3 months, the insurance commissioner called me and said, Arch, you're a criminal money out of business. About 4 or 5 months after that, Joe Jack Merriman of Home Financial Assurance says, Art, we don't have any more money. We can't pay y'all. You're 4 times as big as you promised me you were going to be, you know. And with all that going on, Bill Arenda picked up his wife and 2 babies. He didn't have any money, and he moved to Dallas, Texas. Larry Waddell did the same thing. He didn't have a pot to and he had to borrow money from this upline, Bob Turley, to come to an RVP meeting from Greensboro, North Carolina. Why did A.O. Williams have this kind of spirit that people would take risks and take chances and all that kind of stuff? Because we were different. We wanted it so bad. We couldn't sleep at night. That's what I see the future of Capital Choice, Dick. I honestly, in my heart, I believe that. Y'all are so good. The products you got are so good. The opportunity you got are so good. All what you got to do is just go tell everybody about it. And most people out there are not going to take advantage. They'll just become a client, you know, and they're not going to want it like you, okay? But some of them will. And before you know it, you'll be in Seattle, Washington, you'll be in Los Angeles, you'll be in Boise, Idaho, you will be in Jacksonville, Wyoming. Ain't that something? This little football coach started part-time in this business just to make extra income, and all of a sudden he was part of a company that changed the whole industry. In every city, every state, every town, there was a termite.
Amen.
Now, ain't that something? Yeah. Now, why can't we do that at Capital Choice?
We
Why
can.
can't we do that at Capital Choice?
We can.
Right? There's nobody got better products than you, right? Nobody's got a better opportunity than you. You got unlimited money. You have no ceiling. Dick Kennard, I guarantee you, I have a single meeting here where he said, look, folks, we can't grow next year. You know, we don't have the money. You know, that happened to be at ITT and Waddell and Reed. That's the number one reason I found an A.O. Williams is because two companies, ITT and Waddell and Reed, that I work for, they gave me budgets every year, and I wanted the thing that broke the camel's back, and I said, I can't take it anymore. I said, Angela, I got to go back and coach, or I've got to be